it's like a 1% of the music scene here that like understands like hip hop, the historical aspect, the role that we play like as a hip hop community in the larger scheme of things, the importance of like doing the power rankings and like trying to even just like get that some of those aspects like out, you know, like I feel like most niggas is really just like, we rolling?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like most niggas are really just like in it for like the glitz and glam for the most part, and like just what they can get out of it, and like not trying to put anything into it.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that's unique about being in a place where it's not like an infrastructure built around, you know, I would say in general, it's not really a music infrastructure here at all, but then even to take it further, like where it's not like a hip hop infrastructure built, is that a lot of people assume that part of creating something like that is that you get in money right away, or you get in success right away, or you get in popularity right away. Like they imagine that it's this tangible thing that if you move it in the right direction, you will be able to experience, when in reality, you can only get that initial tangible feedback to you when you're doing something if the infrastructure already built, as opposed to like when you go to a building and it's 20 floors and they already built, the elevator already set up, instructions is already everywhere, it's already heat and everything. You go in and you push the button to go to the 15th floor, and you get to the 15th floor real quick. But it's different when you got to build the building. You know, you got to build the elevator system. You got to build the instructions. You got to have the blueprints for all these things. And eventually you do go through the process of getting to the 15th floor. But your time that it takes for you to get to that 15th floor involves building it up to the 15th floor. And I think a lot of what, especially, you know, I'm 34. When I started really getting involved with the scene here, I would say like it was like around 2012, 13, 2014, and I think that's also when more people started to get involved. Early 2010s with the scene, it was recording equipment was more accessible, technology to do films was more accessible, more people had computers, the internet was becoming a wider thing, social media was starting to pop up, and so it was a way to create something and then give it to an audience a lot quicker. And so a lot of more people started being involved with it. But you know, in 2025, that's really just maybe like a 15-year span from that. You know, with 20, if you go back maybe a generation of artists even before that, say like the end of the 90s to the early 2000s, you know, that's like 25 years. And part of what happens with the first 25 years of building something that can be as wide and as big as like a music culture in a city, is the first 25 years is really just getting other people that can build, and getting other people who got the idea of blueprints, and getting somebody who, you know, figure out an event space or figure out what it takes to do the networking to get people booked, then getting enough artists that's willing to go perform and get and be on these stages. Then you need those artists to be in the studio recording music. You need to be able to have multiple places for people to record so they can record music, and you don't got 50 artists just trying to go to the one engineer, and now this engineer like can put his prices up to a point where now only like 10 artists can even go to this person. And that, you know, like, so you can't have a monopoly on the recording. Same thing with music videos. I lived at I remember growing up here at a time where the first parts of making music videos was like nothing that nobody was shooting music videos. You know, the idea of having a music video meant that you had made it in some sense, as opposed to like in the early 2010s where, you know, I remember seeing some of Gabe's early first music videos, seeing Hendo early music videos, and Jewelry Boy Nova early music videos, and even, you know, when JL started doing and shooting more music videos, and then, okay, now you can create a music video. That's another thing that you need to have. And all of these different things is all like small pieces that one artist or one group of artists or one generation of artists have to like break down and set up so that the next person can come. And somebody right now can start rapping, and within a year they can go somewhere, record, be good with recording, find other artists to do features, find somebody that can help them get booked somewhere, get a music video shot, and within a year they can do the work that for somebody else it took them like 10 years to even be possible to do that work. And so I say all that to say that so much of that is like intangible. You know, you don't don't get no benefit from
Yeah.
that. You're not gonna get a bunch of money from that. You're not gonna get a bunch of success from that. You will get respect from your peers. I think if you sit down with somebody who is deep within the culture here, like, they can talk to you about the importance of certain engineers, the importance that fashion. I watched fashion become a part, of hip hop culture here when it wasn't before, because of some of the trails that y'all blazed, so somebody can talk to you about all these different aspects of the culture now where you couldn't do that before. And so like that's how you get to a point where somebody can then put the culture on their back and champion the culture, and they can break through all the ceilings that all the other people couldn't break through.
Yeah, and